particularly when combined with topical treatments and possibly birth control pills. Lifestyle factors significantly impact hormonal acne. Stress increases cortisol production, which increases androgen activity and sebum production. Implementing stress reduction techniques like meditation, yoga, regular exercise, and adequate sleep improves hormonal balance and acne. Regular aerobic exercise appears particularly beneficial for hormonal regulation. Diet influences hormonal acne through multiple mechanisms. High glycemic foods spike blood sugar and insulin, stimulating sebaceous gland activity and androgen production. Reducing refined carbohydrates and sugar while increasing complex carbohydrates, fiber, and whole foods helps regulate blood sugar and improve acne. Some research suggests dairy products, particularly skim milk, may trigger acne through hormonal pathways. Reducing dairy or switching to hormone-free milk might help if dairy appears to worsen your acne. Insulin resistance, common in women with PCOS, worsens hormonal acne. Reducing refined carbohydrates and sugar, eating regular meals with balanced macronutrients, and maintaining healthy body weight improves insulin sensitivity and can significantly reduce acne. Adding inositol supplementation may help with insulin resistance in some women. Discuss this with your healthcare provider. When to consider professional treatment for hormonal acne. If your acne is severe, widespread, or causes significant psychological distress, see a dermatologist and gynecologist together. If topical treatments haven't adequately controlled your acne after 3 months of consistent use, discuss systemic treatment options. If you suspect hormonal imbalances, irregular periods, excessive hair growth, fertility issues, see both specialists. Guide 8. Natural and evidence-based home remedies for mild to moderate acne. While prescription and over-the-counter acne treatments are scientifically validated and highly effective, several natural ingredients have research supporting their acne-fighting properties. These natural remedies can supplement professional treatments or be used alone for mild acne. Understanding which natural ingredients are evidence-based versus marketing hype is crucial. Tea tree oil is one of the most researched natural acne remedies. Multiple studies demonstrate its antibacterial and anti-inflammatory properties. Tea tree oil kills acne-causing bacteria and reduces inflammation associated with pimples. However, undiluted tea tree oil is irritating and can cause contact dermatitis, redness, and dryness. Always dilute tea tree oil with a carrier oil like coconut oil, jojoba oil, or argan oil before applying to skin. A typical dilution is 5 to 10% tea tree oil mixed with carrier oil. Apply this diluted mixture as a spot treatment to individual pimples using a cotton swab. Don't apply to your entire face, as this may be overly drying. Aloe vera has well-documented anti-inflammatory and antimicrobial properties. Pure aloe vera gel, applied directly from the leaf or as a pure gel product, soothes inflamed acne, reduces redness, and promotes healing. Aloe vera doesn't have the side effects associated with many acne treatments. It won't dry your skin excessively or cause irritation. Apply pure aloe vera gel as a spot treatment or all over your face as a lightweight moisturizer. Most people tolerate aloe vera well, though some experience mild irritation. If you're allergic to plants in the Liliaceae family, lilies, onions, garlic, you might react to aloe. Honey, particularly raw and manuka honey, has antimicrobial, anti-inflammatory, and healing properties. Raw honey contains enzymes and compounds that fight bacteria and reduce inflammation. It's gentle and suitable even for sensitive skin. Apply raw honey as an occasional face mask. Mix a small amount with water to create a spreadable consistency. Apply to clean skin for 10 to 15 minutes, then rinse with lukewarm water. You can do this 1 to 2 times weekly. Some people apply honey directly to pimples as a spot treatment. Honey is gentle, affordable, and many people find it effective for mild acne. Green tea contains powerful antioxidants called catechins that have antibacterial, anti-inflammatory, and sebum-reducing properties. Studies demonstrate that topical green tea application reduces acne severity. Brew strong green tea, allow it to cool completely, and use it as a rinse after cleansing, as a toner, or apply it to your face with a cotton pad. Alternatively, use a face mask or moisturizer containing green tea extract. Many commercial skincare products now include green tea for its antioxidant benefits. Most people tolerate green tea topically well, though those with sensitive skin might experience mild dryness. Zinc supplements taken orally may reduce acne severity, particularly in people who are zinc deficient. Zinc plays roles in immune function, wound healing, and anti-inflammatory processes. Studies show mixed results, but some demonstrate zinc supplementation improves acne, particularly in conjunction with other treatments. Typical zinc supplementation for acne is 25 to 50 mg daily. However, excessive zinc supplementation can cause nausea and copper deficiency, so don't exceed recommended doses without medical guidance. Consult your doctor before starting zinc supplements, particularly if you take other medications. Niacinamide, vitamin B3, is a natural compound with antibacterial, anti-inflammatory, and sebum-regulating properties. While available in supplements, topical niacinamide is more relevant for acne. Many skincare products now include 4 to 5% niacinamide. Studies demonstrate that niacinamide reduces sebum production and acne lesions with minimal irritation. It's suitable even for very sensitive skin and works well alongside other treatments. Azelaic acid, a naturally occurring compound found in grains like barley and rye, has proven antibacterial and anti-inflammatory properties. It's more commonly available as a prescription medication, Azelaic, Phenacea, or in over-the-counter products, but azelaic acid is naturally derived. It's particularly effective for post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation and rosacea-related acne. Dietary changes based on research can improve acne. Eating antioxidant-rich foods like berries, dark chocolate, and colorful vegetables reduces inflammation throughout your body, including your skin. Omega-3 fatty acids from fish, walnuts, and ground flax seeds have anti-inflammatory effects and may reduce acne. Increasing fiber intake through whole grains and vegetables improves digestion and may improve skin. Reducing sugar and refined carbohydrates reduces blood sugar spikes that worsen acne. Hydration deserves special mention. Drinking adequate water, about 8 to 10 glasses daily, maintains skin hydration from within, supports detoxification, and promotes overall skin health. While water alone won't cure acne, adequate hydration is fundamental to clear skin. Sleep is profoundly important. During sleep, your body releases growth hormone and reduces cortisol, supporting skin repair and reducing inflammation. Poor sleep increases cortisol, promotes inflammation, and worsens acne. Consistently getting 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep significantly improves skin health and acne. Stress reduction through meditation, yoga, deep breathing, or regular exercise reduces cortisol and inflammation, directly improving acne. Chronic stress is a well-documented acne trigger. Even 10 to 15 minutes of daily meditation or yoga can measurably improve skin. Important limitations of natural remedies. Most natural remedies are suitable for mild acne only. If you have moderate to severe acne, particularly cystic acne, natural remedies are insufficient and you require professional treatment. Natural remedies work best alongside professional treatments, not as replacements. Natural doesn't automatically mean safe or effective. Many natural substances are irritating or ineffective for acne. Finally, natural remedies require consistent use for 4 to 8 weeks to demonstrate effectiveness. Don't expect immediate results. Guide 9. Spot Treatment Mastery, Targeted Acne Lesion Treatment and Prevention. Spot treatments allow you to apply potent acne-fighting ingredients directly to individual pimples, minimizing exposure to surrounding healthy skin. Mastering spot treatment techniques accelerates healing and prevents scars. Understanding when and how to use different spot treatments is essential for optimal results. Timing is everything with spot treatments. The most effective time to treat a pimple is at the earliest sign of its formation. Many people feel a small bump developing under their skin 1 to 2 days before it becomes visible. Applying spot treatment immediately when you feel this early bump can prevent it from fully developing. If you notice a pimple just starting to form, small, red, not yet inflamed, beginning treatment immediately can prevent significant inflammation and reduce healing time by days. Different pimple types require different treatments. For small whiteheads or pimples with visible centers, spot treatments with salicylic acid effectively flatten the pimple and accelerate healing. Apply a salicylic acid spot treatment directly to the whitehead using a clean cotton swab or applicator. For closed comedones or small flesh-colored bumps, salicylic acid is also most effective. For inflammatory red pimples without visible centers, benzoyl peroxide is more effective than salicylic acid. For large, painful, deep cystic acne, neither topical spot treatment alone is sufficient. These require professional dermatologist intervention. Intralesional steroid injections are highly effective for cystic acne. Preparation is important. Before applying any spot treatment, cleanse the area thoroughly to remove makeup, dirt, and oil. Pat the area dry completely. Applying spot treatments to damp skin reduces effectiveness and increases irritation. Wait a full 2 to 3 minutes after cleansing to ensure complete dryness. When applying spot treatment, use a clean applicator. Never apply with your finger as this spreads bacteria. Cotton swabs, disposable applicators, or sterile tools are appropriate. Apply a small amount directly to the pimple, covering just the lesion itself and a tiny bit of surrounding skin. Using too much spot treatment wastes product and irritates surrounding healthy skin. Spot treatment frequency depends on the product and your skin's tolerance. Salicylic acid spot treatments can typically be used twice daily, morning and evening, if your skin tolerates it. Benzoyl peroxide spot treatments should typically be used once daily initially, preferably at night, then increase to twice daily if your skin adapts well. Some very potent spot treatments are meant to be used only once or twice weekly. The less is more principle applies to spot treatments. Using more frequent applications or larger amounts doesn't accelerate healing, it only increases irritation and dryness. Consistent, moderate use is more effective than aggressive over-application. Never pick, squeeze, or extract pimples yourself unless absolutely necessary. Squeezing ruptures the follicle wall, pushing bacteria, sebum, and dead skin cells deeper into the skin. This spreads the pimple, increases inflammation, and significantly increases scarring risk. Additionally, using your fingers spreads bacteria to other areas of your face, causing more pimples. If a pimple has a visible white center and you feel you must extract it, use a professional extraction tool or, ideally, have a dermatologist perform professional extraction. If you do extract a pimple, do so properly. First, apply a warm compress for 10 minutes to soften the plug and open the pore. Use a sterile lancet or extraction tool, available at pharmacies or dermatology offices, to make a tiny puncture or use an extraction loop to gently apply pressure around the pimple. Never use fingernails. After extracting, immediately apply an antiseptic and then an acne treatment. This approach minimizes the damage compared to aggressive squeezing. Acne patches are an excellent spot treatment innovation. These hydrocolloid bandages, infused with acne-fighting ingredients like salicylic acid, are applied over pimples. They absorb pus and oil from the pimple while protecting it from external bacteria and irritation. Acne patches work best on surface pimples with visible centers rather than deep cystic acne. They're typically left on for 6 to 8 hours or overnight, providing results within 6 to 8 hours to overnight for responsive pimples. Many people use acne patches under makeup during the day or overnight. They're convenient, visible results-oriented, and non-irritating. Pimple patches containing active ingredients like salicylic acid, benzoyl peroxide, or tea tree oil are superior to regular hydrocolloid bandages. However, regular hydrocolloid bandages provide some benefit through moisture management and protection even without active ingredients. Spot treatment serums and gels remain on your skin, typically used twice daily. Apply after cleansing and before moisturizer. Common spot treatment actives include benzoyl peroxide, salicylic acid, azelaic acid, and sulfur. Choose based on your pimple type. Inflammatory acne responds better to benzoyl peroxide, comedonal acne to salicylic acid. For very aggressive spot treatment, some dermatologists recommend combining low concentrations of different actives, perhaps a small amount of salicylic acid followed by a small amount of benzoyl peroxide on the same pimple. However, this should only be done if your skin tolerates it well and should be used sparingly. For most people, one spot treatment at a time is appropriate. Sulfur spot treatments are often overlooked but can be highly effective, particularly for inflammatory acne and sensitive skin. Sulfur has been used in dermatology for over a century and has proven antibacterial and anti-inflammatory properties. Some people find sulfur more tolerable than benzoyl peroxide or salicylic acid. Intralesional steroid injections administered by dermatologists are the gold standard for large, painful cystic acne. A small amount of steroid is injected directly into the cyst, causing it to deflate and heal within days. This prevents the cyst from persisting for weeks or months and significantly reduces scarring risk. If you have large cystic acne, ask your dermatologist about this option. Common mistakes with spot treatments include starting with too strong products, using them too frequently, using too much product, expecting overnight complete resolution, or abandoning consistency after just a few days. Spot treatment works best with realistic expectations. A moderate pimple treated consistently for 3 to 5 days should flatten and improve noticeably. Large cystic pimples take longer and may require professional intervention. Guide 10. Strategic moisturizing for acne-prone skin, hydration without triggering breakouts. One of the most common and damaging myths about acne is that people with acne shouldn't use moisturizer. This myth causes countless people to have dry, irritated, sensitive skin that's actually more prone to acne. Proper moisturizing is absolutely essential for acne-prone skin, and understanding how to moisturize without clogging pores is critical. The reality is that acne-prone skin, especially if you're using acne treatments, desperately needs moisturizer. Here's why. When your skin is dehydrated, it compensates by producing more sebum. This excess sebum actually worsens acne. Additionally, most acne treatments, salicylic acid, benzoyl peroxide, retinoids, cause dryness and irritation. Using moisturizer counteracts these side effects, allowing you to continue treatments without excessive discomfort. Finally, properly hydrated skin has a stronger barrier function, which improves overall skin health and actually reduces acne. The key to moisturizing acne-prone skin is selecting appropriate products. Look for moisturizers specifically formulated as non-comedogenic, meaning they don't clog pores or trigger acne. The ingredients matter significantly. Lightweight hydrating ingredients like hyaluronic acid, glycerin, and humectants hydrate without being occlusive or pore clogging. Niacinamide hydrates while also having acne-fighting properties. Centella asiatica, SICA, soothes irritation and supports skin barrier function. Ceramides strengthen your skin barrier, which is particularly important when using strong acne treatments. Avoid heavy oils and butters if you have acne-prone skin. Coconut oil, shea butter, and petroleum jelly can clog pores in susceptible individuals. However, some facial oils specifically designed for acne-prone skin can be beneficial. Jojoba oil, squalane oil, and rosehip seed oil are lightweight and non-comedogenic for most people. If you choose to use facial oil, use sparingly, just a few drops mixed into your moisturizer or applied as the last step of your routine. Texture matters when choosing a moisturizer for acne-prone skin. Lightweight gels absorb quickly and won't leave your skin feeling greasy. Hydrating lotions provide more hydration than gels while still being lightweight. Creams are heavier but may be necessary during winter or if your skin is severely dry from acne treatments. Everyone's needs are different. Experiment to find what works for you. Application technique is important. Apply moisturizer to slightly damp skin immediately after cleansing or applying treatments. This allows the moisturizer to lock in hydration from the water on your skin. Use about a quarter-sized amount for your entire face. Warm it between your palms, then gently press it into your skin using your fingertips. Don't rub or massage aggressively, as this can irritate acne lesions. Daytime and nighttime moisturizing might differ. During the day, use a lightweight gel or lotion moisturizer that won't make your skin feel greasy under makeup or throughout the day. Many people use a sunscreen as their daytime moisturizer since sunscreen provides hydration and protection simultaneously. At night, you can use a slightly richer moisturizer if desired, though many people use the same moisturizer day and night. If your skin is very dry from acne treatments, you might use the layering or sandwich method. Apply your treatment, retinoid, benzoyl peroxide, salicylic acid, wait 20 minutes, apply moisturizer, wait a few minutes, then apply another thin layer of moisturizer. This significantly reduces irritation and dryness while maintaining treatment efficacy. In winter or dry climates, increase moisturizing frequency or richness. You might apply moisturizer twice daily or use a richer nighttime formula. Some people add a facial oil, just a few drops, over their moisturizer for extra hydration during very dry periods. In summer or humid climates, you might reduce moisturizer richness, using only a lightweight gel. If your skin is extremely oily and acne-prone, you might feel you don't need moisturizer. However, most very oily skin is actually dehydrated. The skin is overproducing oil to compensate for internal dehydration. Using a lightweight hydrating moisturizer often actually reduces oil production by satisfying your skin's hydration needs. Sunscreen functions as both protection and moisturizer. Many quality sunscreens for daily use include hydrating ingredients. Use a sunscreen as your daytime moisturizer, applying it after your morning skincare routine and before makeup. Reapply every 2 hours if you'll be in the sun, or use a sunscreen powder for convenient reapplication over makeup. Hydrating masks once or twice weekly provide intense hydration, supplementing your regular moisturizer. Sheet masks or cream masks with hydrating ingredients like hyaluronic acid, glycerin, or honey can be applied for 10 to 20 minutes, then removed. This boosts hydration without requiring daily changes to your routine. It's possible to over-moisturize. Applying excessive amounts or using too rich formulas can clog pores and worsen acne. Use appropriate amounts, about quarter-sized for your face, and choose formulations suitable for your skin type. If your acne worsens after starting a new moisturizer, discontinue it and try a different product rather than assuming moisturizer itself is the problem. Guide 11. Sun Protection and UV Damage Prevention for Acne-Prone and Treated Skin. Sun protection is non-negotiable for anyone with acne or using acne treatments, yet it's frequently neglected. Understanding UV damage, sunscreen types, and proper application is essential for protecting your skin from damage while treating acne. UV radiation from the sun damages skin through multiple mechanisms. UVB rays cause sunburn and skin cancer. UVA rays penetrate deeply, causing aging, wrinkles, and skin cancer. Both types of UV radiation increase inflammation, which worsens acne. Additionally, UV exposure causes post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, dark marks remaining after acne heals, to darken significantly and persist longer. Without sun protection, acne marks that might fade within 3 to 4 months can persist for a year or longer. Many acne treatments increase photosensitivity, making skin more susceptible to sun damage. Retinoids significantly increase UV sensitivity. Salicylic acid and benzoyl peroxide cause mild photosensitivity. Chemical exfoliants, AHAs, BHAs, increase sun sensitivity. Vitamin C also increases sensitivity in some formulations. Using any of these treatments without sun protection significantly increases sun damage risk and post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. Sunscreen comes in 2 main types: mineral, physical, and chemical. Mineral sunscreens contain zinc oxide or titanium dioxide, which reflect UV rays. They're generally well tolerated, work immediately upon application, and rarely cause irritation. However, they can leave a white cast on skin and may feel heavy. Chemical sunscreens contain organic compounds that absorb UV rays and convert them to heat. They're typically lightweight and invisible on skin but may cause irritation in sensitive individuals and require application 15 minutes before sun exposure to be effective. For acne-prone skin, sunscreens labeled non-comedogenic or for acne-prone skin are essential. Many facial sunscreens are specifically formulated to be lightweight and non-clogging. Combination sunscreens containing both mineral and chemical ingredients often provide the best balance of effectiveness and wearability for acne-prone skin. SPF, sun protection factor, indicates protection against UVB rays. SPF 15 blocks about 93% of UVB rays, SPF 30 blocks about 97%, and SPF 50 blocks about 98%. For daily use with acne-prone skin, SPF 30 is the minimum recommended. SPF 50 provides slightly better protection if you'll be outside for extended periods. However, SPF rating says nothing about UVA protection. Ensure your sunscreen is broad spectrum, protecting against both UVA and UVB rays. Proper sunscreen application is crucial. Most people don't apply enough. You should use about 1/4 teaspoon, 5 milliliters, for your entire face. Many people use far less, reducing actual protection significantly. Warm the sunscreen between your palms and gently press it into your skin. Apply it as the final step of your morning skincare routine, before makeup if you wear it. Daily sunscreen application, even when staying indoors, is important when using acne treatments. Window glass blocks most UVB rays but not UVA rays, meaning significant UV damage can occur through windows. If you're at a desk near a window or driving frequently, you're receiving substantial UV exposure even without being outdoors. Sunscreen reapplication is necessary if you're outside for extended periods. Reapply every 2 hours, or immediately after swimming or sweating. For convenient reapplication over makeup, use sunscreen powder, sunscreen mist, or simply reapply your liquid sunscreen gently over makeup. Additional sun protection measures supplement sunscreen. Wear protective clothing, long sleeves, pants, and hats when possible. Sunglasses protect the delicate eye area and surrounding skin. Seek shade during peak UV hours, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., when UV intensity is highest. Even with perfect sunscreen use, additional protection measures are valuable. Vitamin D production requires some UV exposure, so complete sun avoidance isn't necessary or healthy. However, brief incidental sun exposure during daily activities provides adequate vitamin D, while protecting skin involves consistent sunscreen use and protective measures during extended outdoor activities. Sunscreen ingredients sometimes interact with other skincare products. Benzoyl peroxide can reduce some sunscreen ingredient effectiveness. Apply sunscreen after benzoyl peroxide and wait a few minutes before reapplying other products. Generally, sunscreen should be your final skincare step before makeup. If you develop a sunburn despite sunscreen use, cool compresses, hydration, and soothing products like aloe vera help. Avoid further sun exposure until healed. Severe sunburns are dangerous and should be treated seriously. However, if you're using appropriate sunscreen correctly and minimizing peak sun exposure, severe sunburns should be rare. Guide 12. Treating post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation and acne scarring. After acne heals, two primary complications can persist: post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, dark marks, and physical scarring. Understanding these conditions and the various treatment approaches available is essential for achieving truly clear skin, not just clear of active acne but also free from acne's lasting marks. Post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, PIH, appears as flat, dark patches or spots where acne was previously present. These marks result from inflammation triggering excess melanin production in healing skin. PIH is particularly common in individuals with darker skin tones and in areas that received more inflammation or trauma. Unlike active acne, PIH doesn't involve bacteria or require acne-specific treatments. It requires treatments targeting melanin and pigmentation. Understanding PIH timeline is important for realistic expectations. Most PIH gradually fades naturally over 6 to 12 months with consistent sun protection, even without treatment. However, this timeline can feel unacceptably long, motivating people to pursue active treatments. The good news is that numerous treatments significantly accelerate PIH fading. Sunscreen is the foundational PIH treatment. UV exposure directly darkens hyperpigmentation, extending the timeline for natural fading. Using SPF 30+ daily and avoiding sun exposure accelerates PIH resolution dramatically. Some PIH that might take 12 months to fade with poor sun protection might fade within 3 to 4 months with strict sun protection. Vitamin C serums brighten hyperpigmentation and even skin tone. L-ascorbic acid at 15 to 20% concentration is most effective, though magnesium ascorbyl phosphate and other stabilized forms also work. Apply vitamin C serum daily in the morning before sunscreen. Results typically appear after 4 to 8 weeks of consistent use. Vitamin C also provides antioxidant protection and stimulates collagen production as a bonus benefit. Niacinamide reduces post-inflammatory redness and even skin tone. At 4 to 5% concentration in moisturizers or serums, applied daily, niacinamide shows improvements in PIH within 4 to 8 weeks. Niacinamide is gentle, suitable for even very sensitive skin, and works well in combination with other treatments. Azelaic acid is particularly effective for PIH. At 15 to 20% concentration, applied twice daily, azelaic acid reduces melanin production and even skin tone. Prescription azelaic acid, Azalex, Phenacea, is more potent than over-the-counter versions. Many dermatologists recommend azelaic acid specifically for PIH management. Results typically appear within 4 to 8 weeks. Kojic acid inhibits melanin production. Available in serums and
Article 13. The truth about pores. Can you really shrink them? 1. Why pores fascinate and frustrate us. Everyone has pores, yet most people wish they didn't. We obsess over them in magnifying mirrors, wondering why they look so large, uneven, or dirty. Beauty advertisements promise to erase or shrink them overnight, feeding an illusion that perfect, poreless skin exists. The truth? Pores are not flaws, they're vital, functional openings that keep your skin alive. You can't erase them, but you can refine and balance them. Once you understand how pores actually work, you'll stop fighting them and start supporting them. Point 2. What pores really? Area pore is a small opening in your skin through which oil and sweat reach the surface. There are two main kinds: sweat pores, part of your sweat glands; sebaceous pores, connected to your oil glands and hair follicles. Each hair on your body grows from a follicle, and at the base of that follicle lies a sebaceous gland that produces sebum, your skin's natural moisturizer. The opening through which that sebum travels is the pore you see. Point 3. Why pores appear. Larger pores can't physically open or close like doors. Their size is genetically determined. What changes is how visible they are. When pores fill with oil, dead cells, or debris, they stretch and appear bigger. A buildup of sebum oxidizes at the surface, turning dark. That's the blackhead you notice. Enlarged pores are usually a reflection of skin texture, oil balance, and age, not cleanliness. Point 4. The myth of shrinking pores. No product can permanently change the size of a pore. You can't close them, tighten them forever, or make them disappear. What you can do is minimize their appearance by keeping them clean, hydrated, and surrounded by healthy collagen. Think of pores like the openings in fabric. When the fibers are strong and elastic, the holes look smaller. When the fabric stretches or weakens, they widen. Point 5. Genetics and skin type. Genetics play the largest role in pore size. People with oily or combination skin naturally have larger pores because they produce more sebum. Those with dry skin have smaller pores but may suffer from flaking and tightness. You can't change your genetics, but you can manage the conditions that make pores look worse: oil buildup, dehydration, and aging. Point 6. The role of collagen and aging. Collagen is the scaffolding that supports your skin. In youth, collagen keeps everything firm and lifted. As collagen declines with age, pores lose support and look more visible. That's why retinoids, vitamin C, and sunscreen, which protect and rebuild collagen, indirectly make pores look smaller over time. Point 7. Daily cleansing habits matter more than you think. Cleansing doesn't close pores, but it does prevent them from stretching. Wash your face twice daily with a mild, pH-balanced cleanser to remove oil and impurities. If you wear makeup or sunscreen, double cleanse at night. Start with an oil cleanser, then use a gentle water-based one. Avoid harsh scrubbing. Friction inflames pores and worsens texture. Point 8. Exfoliation. The great refiner. Dead skin cells are like dust in your pores. Exfoliation clears them out before they settle. Chemical exfoliants such as salicylic acid, BHA, penetrate deep into oily pores, dissolving clogs from within. Alpha hydroxy acids, AHAs, like glycolic or lactic acid, polish the surface for a smoother look. Use exfoliants 2 or 3 times a week. Overdoing them can damage your barrier and enlarge pores further. Point 9. Steam and warm water. Temporary effects. Only steam opens pores visually, not physically. Heat softens oil plugs, making extraction easier, but once the skin cools, pores return to normal size. Steaming is useful before applying masks or doing extractions. Just don't overheat the skin or do it daily. A 5-minute warm compress once a week is plenty. Point 10. Cold water and ice. The short-term tightener. Splashing cold water or rubbing ice on the face constricts blood vessels and gives a temporary tightening sensation. It's refreshing but doesn't change pore size. However, it can reduce inflammation and make pores appear smaller for a few hours. A good pre-event trick, not a long-term cure. Point 11. Clay masks. Nature's vacuum cleaners. Clay masks especially those made from kaolin or bentonite, absorb excess oil and impurities. Use once or twice weekly, leaving it on for no longer than 10 minutes. Overusing clay masks can dry the skin and paradoxically cause more oil production. Always follow with a hydrating serum or moisturizer afterward. Point 12. Retinoids. The real game changers. Retinoids are vitamin A derivatives that increase cell turnover and boost collagen.by clearing dead cells and thickening the dermal layer. Retinoids reduce the appearance of pores from within. Start slowly, 2 nights a week, and moisturize generously. Over time, usually 12 weeks or more, your pores appear smoother, tighter, and less noticeable. Point 13. Niacinamide. The balancer niacinamide, or vitamin B3, is one of the most versatile ingredients for all skin types. It regulates oil production, strengthens the barrier, and brightens dullness. Regular use. 5 to 10% concentration helps balance sebum and refine texture, giving pores a soft focus look under light. Point 14. Sunscreen. The unsung hero of pore care. UV damage breaks down collagen, leading to sagging and enlarged pores. Wearing sunscreen daily protects your skin structure and prevents further enlargement. Look for lightweight, non-comedogenic formulas. They won't clog pores or feel greasy. Point 15. Hydration. The overlooked secret: dehydrated skin exaggerates pores. When your skin lacks water, pores look more sunken and rough. Using hydrating serums with hyaluronic acid and glycerin plumps the surrounding tissue, softening the entire texture. Drink enough water, but remember, topical hydration matters. 2.16. Professional treatments that deliver. If home care isn't enough, dermatologists can offer advanced treatments. Chemical peels, laser resurfacing, and microneedling all stimulate collagen and refine texture. Microneedling creates microinjuries that trigger new collagen formation, tightening skin naturally. Laser treatments target oil glands and promote smoothness. These aren't overnight miracles, but consistent sessions yield visible refinement. Point 17. Why overcleansing backfires. Many people with visible pores think the solution is to scrub harder. In reality, overcleansing strips natural oils and triggers rebound sebum. The skin produces even more oil to compensate. Gentle cleansing twice daily is optimal. If your face feels squeaky or tight afterward, it's too harsh. Point 18. Common products that exaggerate pores. Heavy creams, silicones, and certain sunscreens can settle into pores, reflecting light in a way that highlights them. Switch to oil-free or gel-based formulas. Always remove makeup thoroughly before bed. Even the best routine fails if you sleep in foundation. Point 19. Makeup tricks for minimizing pores without hiding them. A smooth makeup base can visually blur pores. Use a water-based primer with dimethicone or niacinamide. Avoid thick mattifying products that dry your skin. They often crack and emphasize texture. Less coverage, more glow. When your skin reflects light evenly, pores fade into the background. Point 20. The emotional side of pore anxiety. Many people develop an unhealthy obsession with their pores, checking them under harsh lighting or magnifying mirrors. This magnifies imperfections that no one else notices. No camera, conversation, or friend sees your pores as closely as you do. Pore anxiety is often a symptom of perfectionism, not poor skin. Learning to accept normal skin texture is part of emotional skincare. It's freedom from unrealistic expectations. Point 21. Long-term pore health, the real routine for long-term refinement. Combine gentle daily habits with targeted actives. Morning, cleanser, niacinamide serum, moisturizer, sunscreen. Night, double cleanse, retinoid, lightweight hydration. Weekly, 1 clay mask, 1 chemical exfoliation. Over months, the transformation is subtle but profound. Smoother surface, balanced oil, calmer tone. Your pores haven't disappeared. They've simply learned harmony. Point 22. The deeper truth, pores as a sign of life. Pores are evidence that your skin is alive, breathing, and working as it should. Without them, you couldn't sweat, regulate temperature, or maintain moisture. Instead of erasing them, think of refining your relationship with them. The smoother and healthier your skin becomes, the less you notice them, and the more natural your beauty appears. True skincare maturity is realizing that healthy texture is more beautiful than fake perfection. Article 14. The Complete Guide to Sunscreen, Myths, Science, and Daily Protection. Point 1. The unseen enemy of skin health. Every second you spend under sunlight, invisible rays are interacting with your skin, building vitamin D, yes, but also breaking down collagen, mutating DNA, and accelerating aging. Sunlight is essential to life, but too much of it, especially without protection, slowly destroys the skin's structure. Sunscreen isn't vanity. It's your most important health habit after sleep and hydration. Point 2. Why sunscreen is non-negotiable. You can use the best serums, eat the cleanest diet, and sleep 8 hours a night, but if you skip sunscreen, your skin will still age faster. UV radiation is responsible for up to 80% of visible aging signs, wrinkles, spots, dullness, and loss of elasticity. Daily protection is not optional. It's the foundation upon which every skincare routine rests. Point 3. The two faces of UV, UVA, and UVB sunlight that reaches Earth includes two main types of ultraviolet rays. UVA penetrates deep into the dermis, causing long-term damage like wrinkles and sagging. It's present year-round, even on cloudy days or through glass. UVB affects the surface. It's what burns your skin and causes redness. A good sunscreen must protect against both. That's why you'll see the label broad spectrum. It means full coverage from UVA and UVB alike. Point 4. The third invisible threat, infrared and blue light. Modern research reveals that light from screens and indoor LEDs, called high-energy visible light or blue light, can also trigger pigmentation and oxidative stress, while its effect is smaller than UV. It still adds up over hours of exposure. Mineral sunscreens with iron oxides and antioxidants can help defend against this new-age radiation. Point 5. How sunscreen actually works. Sunscreens protect your skin by either absorbing or reflecting UV rays. Chemical filters absorb the radiation and convert it to harmless heat. Mineral filters reflect and scatter light like tiny mirrors. Many modern sunscreens combine both methods for optimal comfort and protection. Point 6. The difference between chemical and mineral sunscreen. Chemical sunscreens use ingredients like avobenzone, octocrylene, or homosalate. They are lightweight, transparent, and comfortable under makeup, but may irritate sensitive skin or sting eyes. Mineral sunscreens use zinc oxide and titanium dioxide. They're gentler and start protecting immediately, but can leave a white cast, especially on darker skin tones. Neither type is superior. The best one is the one you'll wear daily. Point 7. Common myths that refuse to die. Let's clear up some myths. Myth 1. You don't need sunscreen indoors. False. UVA passes through windows and blue light from screens adds cumulative stress. Myth 2. Dark skin doesn't need sunscreen. False. Melanin provides some protection, but not against aging or uneven tone. Myth 3. Sunscreen blocks vitamin D. Barely true. You still absorb vitamin D through unprotected areas or short sun exposure. The benefits of sunscreen far outweigh the tiny reduction. Myth 4. Sunscreen makes you break out. Only if the formula is comedogenic or too rich for your skin type. There are oil-free, acne-safe options for everyone. Point 8. Understanding SPF, The misunderstood number SPF stands for sun protection factor and measures protection from UVB rays only, not UVA. SPF 15 blocks about 93% of UVB rays. SPF 30 blocks 97%, and SPF 50 blocks 98%. Higher numbers give slightly more protection, but not dramatically. What matters more is proper application and reapplication, not chasing SPF 100.9. How much sunscreen you actually need? Most people apply only half of what's necessary. The correct amount for your face and neck is about 1 teaspoon or 2 full finger lengths. For your entire body, use roughly 1 shot glass, about 30 milliliters. If you're outdoors for more than 2 hours, reapply every 2 hours, and immediately after swimming or sweating. Point 10. Why reapplication is crucial. Sunscreen ingredients degrade under sunlight, sweat, and friction. If you apply only once in the morning, by lunchtime your protection has dropped significantly. Reapply every 2 hours outdoors, or once midday if you're indoors under bright light. There are sunscreen powders and sprays to make this easier without disturbing makeup. Point 11. The importance of morning application. UV exposure begins the moment the sun rises, not at noon. Apply sunscreen as the last step of your morning skincare, at least 15 minutes before stepping outside. This allows chemical filters to bind properly to your skin and ensures even coverage. Point 12. What happens when you skip sunscreen? Skipping sunscreen doesn't hurt immediately, but over time, damage accumulates silently. Collagen breaks down, DNA mutates, and pigmentation becomes uneven. Decades later, you see sagging, dark spots, and wrinkles that no cream can reverse. Sunscreen is prevention, and prevention is easier than correction. Point 13. Sunscreen and acne-prone skin. People with acne often fear sunscreen will clog pores. The trick is choosing oil-free, non-comedogenic formulas labeled for acne-prone skin. Look for ingredients like zinc oxide, which also soothes inflammation. Avoid rich creams and heavy silicones. Gel-based or fluid sunscreens absorb fast, leaving no residue, perfect for oily skin types. Point 14. Sunscreen and sensitive skin. If your skin stings or burns when applying sunscreen, you're likely reacting to chemical filters or fragrance. Switch to 100% mineral formulas with zinc oxide or titanium dioxide. They're gentler and double as physical barriers against pollution. Look for labels that say fragrance-free and for sensitive skin. 15. The role of antioxidants in sun defense. Even the best sunscreen blocks only about 98% of UV rays. The remaining 2% still causes oxidative stress. That's where antioxidants like vitamin C, green tea, and niacinamide come in. They neutralize free radicals and complement your sunscreen's protection. Think of antioxidants as sunscreen's bodyguards. Point 16. Makeup with SPF. Helpful but incomplete. Foundation or BB cream with SPF is not enough on its own. You would need 10 times more product than normal to get the labeled protection. Always use a dedicated sunscreen under makeup. Afterward, makeup with SPF is a nice bonus, but not a substitute. Point 17. Water resistance and sweat. Some sunscreens are labeled water resistant. This doesn't mean waterproof. It simply means they maintain their SPF for 40 to 80 minutes when exposed to water or sweat. If you're swimming or exercising outdoors, reapply as soon as you towel dry. Always err on the side of caution. No sunscreen lasts forever. Point 18. Sunscreen for different environments. If you're mostly indoors, a lightweight SPF 30 is enough. If you spend long hours outdoors, use SPF 50 or higher with broad spectrum coverage. At the beach or in high altitude, choose water-resistant formulas with antioxidants. Adapt your sunscreen like you adapt clothing, according to your environment. Point 19. The hidden areas most people miss. People commonly forget to apply sunscreen to the ears, neck, eyelids, lips, and hands. These areas age faster because of cumulative sun exposure. Use lip balms with SPF. And apply sunscreen behind the neck and on the tops of your feet if you wear sandals. Point 20. Sunscreen for hair and scalp. Your scalp can burn just like your skin. For thin hair or bald spots, use SPF sprays or wear a hat. Some hair products also include UV filters to protect color and reduce dryness. Healthy hair starts with a protected scalp. Point 21. Sunscreen and the planet. There's growing concern about certain chemical sunscreens affecting coral reefs. If you swim in the ocean, choose reef-safe formulas that exclude oxybenzone and octinoxate. Mineral sunscreens are generally more eco-friendly. Protecting your skin shouldn't harm the planet. That gives you sunlight. Point 22. Sunscreen for children. Children's skin is thinner and more sensitive. For babies under 6 months, shade and clothing are safer than sunscreen. For older kids, use mineral-based SPF 30 or higher and reapply often. Make sunscreen part of their daily routine early. Habits formed young last for life. Article 15. The Psychology of Skincare. How Self-Care Heals More Than Skin. 1. When skincare becomes something deeper, skincare is often treated as vanity, a surface-level routine of bottles and creams. But for many people, it's something far more meaningful. It's a moment of silence in a noisy world, a private ritual that says, I'm worth taking care of. Behind every gentle cleanse or layer of moisturizer lies something deeply human, the need to nurture, to restore, to reconnect with oneself. Point 2. The mirror and the mind. The mirror can be a source of confidence or anxiety. On good days, we see light and vitality. On bad days, we focus on flaws. But the mirror is neutral. It reflects not just the skin, but our mood. Learning to look at yourself without judgment is a skill. When you replace criticism with curiosity, your reflection becomes less about perfection and more about presence. Point 3. The brain-skin connection. Science now proves what ancient wisdom always sensed: our skin and mind constantly communicate. Stress triggers cortisol. Cortisol inflames oil glands. Inflammation causes acne or eczema flares. In reverse, soothing your mind through breathing, gratitude, or music calms your skin's response. Emotional balance literally changes biology. Point 4. Why stress shows on your face. Late nights, tension, and worry constrict blood flow, dulling the complexion. Muscles tighten, micro-expressions freeze, and skin loses glow. Skincare is not a cure-all, but it's a visible marker of how you're living. Each fine line and breakout is a message, not a failure. Point 5. Ritual versus routine. A routine is something you have to do. A ritual is something you choose to do with intention. When cleansing your face becomes a small act of care, not a chore, it transforms from hygiene to healing. The difference is presence. Point 6. The science of touch. Touch releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone. When you gently massage your cleanser or moisturizer, you're sending safety signals to your brain. You lower heart rate and reduce stress hormones. It's not indulgence, it's regulation. Point 7. Why self-care feels guilt-free when understood. Many people feel guilty spending time on themselves. Yet caring for your skin isn't selfish, it's maintenance for the mind. The few minutes you invest morning and night improve patience, focus, and resilience. Healthy self-regard radiates into how you treat others. Point 8. The illusion of perfect skin. Social media sells impossible standards: poreless glass skin, eternal youth. Real skin has texture, scars, and changing tones. Accepting that doesn't mean giving up. It means aligning with truth. Confidence is built not on flawlessness, but on authenticity. Point 9. The cycle of shame and overcorrection. Many people enter a loop: insecurity, product overload, irritation, more insecurity. Minimalism and mindfulness break this loop. The calmer your approach, the more your skin cooperates. Healing skin starts with healing expectation. Point 10. Skincare as meditation. Each step can become mindfulness practice: feeling water on your hands, sensing textures, inhaling soft scents, breathing deeply. Point 5. Calm minutes can ground your nervous system better than scrolling through stress. Point 11. The placebo of hope. Even when a cream doesn't dramatically change appearance, the belief that you're caring for yourself has measurable psychological benefit. Hope activates reward circuits and lowers inflammation. The mind heals alongside the skin. Point 12. The inner critic. Most of us carry an inner voice that says, "You're not enough." It comments on every blemish. Notice it, but don't obey it. Respond with compassion. I'm human. My skin works hard to protect me. Kindness softens both the voice and the wrinkles it causes. Point 13. Community and connection. Skincare can be solitary, but it also builds community: forums, spas, shared stories of progress. Connection itself releases dopamine and oxytocin, which help immunity and wound healing. Emotional support is medicine disguised as conversation. Point 14. Aging and acceptance. Aging skin tells the story of a life lived. Every line holds laughter, sorrow, endurance. When you shift from fighting time to caring through time, skincare becomes gratitude. Moisturizer turns into mindfulness. Point 15. The power of consistency. Consistency in skincare mirrors emotional stability. Small, repeated acts create big change. The patience you practice on your skin trains your brain to endure uncertainty in life. Point 16. Consumer culture and confusion. The beauty industry thrives on insecurity. The antidote is knowledge and boundaries. When you buy less but better, you reclaim control. The goal isn't endless novelty, it's sustainable joy. Point 17. Sleep, light, and emotion. Circadian rhythms tie skin renewal to rest. When you sleep well, repair hormones peak. Morning light resets serotonin, darkness signals melatonin. Respect these cycles, they're the silent skincare steps you can't bottle. Point 18. Healing through scent. Scent anchors memory. A favorite cream can remind you of safety. Choose products whose aroma calms rather than overstimulates. A gentle fragrance can lower anxiety by guiding breathing rhythm unconsciously. Point 19. How confidence changes skin posture, breathing, and expression affect circulation. When you feel confident, your face opens, more oxygen, more glow. Confidence isn't magic, it's improved physiology. Point 20. Digital detox and skin detox. Constant screen exposure raises cortisol and HV light damage. Taking breaks restores both your nervous system and your complexion. A calm mind reflects as calm skin. Point 21. Skincare as identity. For some, skincare is creative expression, textures, colors, steps. For others, it's a quiet rebellion against neglect. Both are valid. Rituals tell stories. I exist, I matter, I care. 22. The therapeutic mirror. Try this tonight. While applying moisturizer, look into your eyes and say one kind sentence to yourself. It feels awkward at first, but with time it reprograms self-talk. You're training the mind to see a friend, not a flaw. Point 23. Why slow beauty is the future. Slow beauty values progress over perfection, sustainability over speed. It's kinder to skin, to planet, to psyche. Healing takes time, so does trust in yourself. Point 24. Gratitude as a serum. Before bed, list one thing your skin did right today. Maybe it protected you from sun, healed a scratch, or glowed despite stress. Gratitude relaxes the vagus nerve, deepening sleep and repair. Point 25. Emotional inflammation. Anger, jealousy, and self-criticism are biochemical events. They raise cytokines, just like infection. Emotional hygiene, forgiveness, empathy, laughter is as crucial as cleanser and SPF. Point 26. The role of therapy. Sometimes skin issues mirror deeper wounds. Therapy helps separate appearance from worth. Many clients find their acne or dermatitis eases once they resolve chronic stress patterns. The skin listens to the psyche. Point 27. The art of aging gracefully. True beauty lies in harmony between inner peace and outer care. When you stop fearing time, you start glowing from acceptance. Skin becomes a map, not a mask. Point 28. The final reflection. Skincare is not about chasing youth, it's about preserving connection to yourself. When you wash your face tonight, you're not erasing, you're renewing. Every gentle motion says, I choose to begin again. Article 16. Skin confidence in the age of filters. Learning to love your real face. Point 1. The age of illusion. We live in a time where skin is no longer just skin. It's a filter, a brand, a digital identity. Every scroll shows faces so flawless they look unreal. Pores vanish, jawlines sharpen, cheeks glow under soft light. We forget that those faces are often pixels, not people. The danger is not the filter itself, but the way it reshapes our expectation of what human skin should be. Point 2. How filters rewrite reality. Filters flatten texture and erase imperfections, but in doing so they erase authenticity. When you see your unedited face after hours of filtered images, the brain perceives it as less attractive, a psychological phenomenon called contrast distortion. Your own reflection starts to feel like a mistake that needs fixing. Point 3. The rise of digital dysmorphia therapists now treat a new form of body dysmorphia driven by social media. People bring filtered photos to clinics and ask to look like their own edited selves. This disconnect between digital and real skin fuels anxiety, self-doubt, and a constant sense of inadequacy. Point 4. Skin is story, not air. Your skin records your life, sleep lost, tears shed, smiles repeated. Each mark is a chapter. When you erase them all, you erase context. Healthy skin is alive and therefore flawed. Perfection is a kind of death. Point 5. The science of perception. Humans read faces through texture and micromovement. A filter that removes all texture creates a flat, robotic look that our brains register as uncanny. Real faces breathe, shift, reflect light differently each second. That's where warmth comes from. Point 6. Confidence as physiology. Confidence isn't just a feeling, it changes posture, breathing, circulation. When you accept your real face, you literally increase blood flow and oxygenation, creating the radiance no filter can replicate. Point 7. From comparison to compassion. Every time you compare your skin to someone else's, pause and ask, what is my skin doing for me right now? Maybe it's healing a scratch, protecting you from pollution, regulating temperature. Gratitude shifts focus from appearance to function. Point 8. Curating your digital diet. Unfollow accounts that trigger self-criticism. Follow educators, dermatologists, and real skin creators who show texture and aging without shame. Your feed is a mirror. Choose mirrors that tell the truth. Point 9. Lighting and self-deception. Good lighting flatters, bad lighting exposes. Neither defines you. Skin is a living surface responding to light, not a static canvas. Learning this frees you from panic when you catch an unflattering angle. Point 10. The micro moments of self-trust. Each time you resist the urge to edit a photo, you strengthen neural pathways of acceptance. Confidence builds through repetition, tiny acts of self-trust that accumulate into peace. Point 11. Redefining beauty through function. Beauty is not symmetry alone but health in motion, hydrated skin, steady breath, spark in the eyes. When you maintain sleep, hydration, and SPF, you look better because you are better, biochemically. Point 12. Mindful mirror practice. Stand in front of a mirror without makeup once a day. Notice texture, color, light. Name 3 things you appreciate: resilience, expression, warmth. This simple exercise rewires how your brain categorizes your face, from object to ally. Point 13. The power of honest imagery. Campaigns that show freckles, wrinkles, and acne normalize reality. Every honest image is a small act of social healing. By showing your own real skin, you give others permission to breathe. Point 14. Skincare as grounding. Cleansing becomes a ritual of presence. Warm water, circular motion, steady breath. When you anchor your attention in sensation, you pull your mind out of comparison and into now. Point 15. Acceptance and action. Self-acceptance doesn't mean neglect. You can love your face and still treat your acne. The energy comes from care, not disgust. Motivation born from kindness is always more sustainable. Point 16. Aging in HD. High-definition cameras reveal every line, but those lines prove you've laughed and survived. Technology shows detail, wisdom shows meaning. Let the camera record life, not erase it. Point 17. Emotional hydration. Confidence needs hydration too. Time outdoors, deep breaths, real talks with friends. Emotional dryness shows on skin as fatigue. Feed both your barrier and your boundaries. Point 18. Choosing products for calm, not perfection. The best routine is the one you enjoy enough to repeat. Pick textures that comfort, scents that soothe. Pleasure itself lowers cortisol, helping skin heal. Point 19. The ripple effect of authenticity. When you show up barefaced online or offline, you set a micro-trend of truth. Authenticity spreads faster than airbrush because it meets a deep human hunger for realness. Point 20. How to handle comments. Someone will always judge. Remember, criticism reveals their projection, not your value. Respond with silence or humor, never self-doubt. Point 21. When confidence becomes contagious. Confidence radiates through micro-expressions and voice tone. Others sense it instantly. Ironically, the moment you stop chasing perfection, people perceive you as more beautiful. Point 22. Educating the next generation teach children that skin is not a flaw to fix, but a living organ to respect. If they grow up seeing tech. Article 17, The Art of Consistency, How Daily Habits Transform Skin and Self-Esteem. Point 1. Why consistency matters more than any product. The world of skincare is filled with miracle claims, visible results in 7 days, instant glow. Yet the truth is less glamorous and far more empowering. What you do every day matters more than what you buy once. Consistency is the quiet engine behind every success story. Point 2. The rhythm of skin. Your skin is not static, it breathes in cycles. Every cell lives, dies, and renews within about a month. Oil fluctuates daily, hydration shifts hour to hour. When you synchronize care with this biological rhythm, healing becomes inevitable. Point 3. Habits are stories we tell our skin. Each repeated gesture, washing, moisturizing, protecting, teaches your skin what to expect. A steady routine tells it you are safe, you can heal. Chaos and inconsistency confuse the barrier, leading to flare-ups. Point 4. Why we quit before results arrive. Most people give up just as healing begins. The first weeks of any treatment can cause purging or minor irritation. Many interpret this as failure. Understanding biology prevents disappointment. Skin rebuilds slowly, like trust. Point 5. The psychology of consistency. Consistency is self-respect in motion. Every night you remove your makeup instead of collapsing into bed, you send your mind a message. I keep promises to myself. That trust radiates outward as confidence. Point 6. Morning rituals as anchors. Morning skincare isn't about vanity, it's a mental reset. Cleansing says, I'm starting fresh. Moisturizer says, I will protect myself. Sunscreen says, I respect my future. 3 simple sentences, spoken through action. Point 7. Night rituals as repair. Night care closes the loop. It's where regeneration happens, not just for skin but for the nervous system. The slow massage of cream, the quiet lighting, the smell of clean pillowcases signal to your body that it's safe to rest. Point 8. The compound interest of small acts. Just as one workout doesn't build strength, one serum doesn't change skin. But 300 gentle cleanses over a year rebuild a barrier that once was broken. Tiny acts compound like savings. Their value is time. Point 9. Tracking progress by feeling. Numbers and photos help, but true progress is felt. Notice if your skin stings less, if you touch your face with more care, if your sleep deepens. These invisible wins precede visible change. Point 10. Identity-based habits. When you decide, I am someone who never forgets sunscreen, your brain aligns behavior to belief. Habits rooted in identity outlast motivation. You don't fight willpower, you embody values. Point 11. Designing for success. Make it easy to be consistent. Keep products visible and accessible. Simplify the number of steps. Prepare a travel kit. Remove friction between intention and action, and discipline feels like flow. Point 12. The role of environment. Your bathroom is more than a room, it's a behavioral cue. Soft lighting, organized shelves, and pleasant aroma invite routine. A messy counter whispers chaos. Create an environment that rewards care. Point 13. Consistency and hormones. Stable habits stabilize biology. Regular sleep, hydration, and nutrition balance cortisol and insulin, which directly affect oil production. Consistency outside the bathroom matters as much as what you apply inside it. Point 14. The danger of perfectionism. All or nothing thinking kills progress. Missed a night? Continue tomorrow. Consistency is about returning, not never straying. Your skin forgives as quickly as you do. Point 15. Listening to feedback. Skin speaks through texture, tone, and comfort. Redness says slow down, flakiness says hydrate, dullness says rest. Responding wisely turns routine into relationship. Point 16. The neuroscience of habit. Each repetition carves a path in the brain. At first, effort feels heavy, later automatic. When you pair skincare with a reward, a song, a smell, a moment of praise, the brain tags it as pleasure, not chore. Point 17. Energy management over time management. Consistency requires energy, not hours. If you're exhausted, simplify rather than skip. A single cleansing wipe and a breath of gratitude keep momentum alive. Point 18. Community and accountability. Share your goals with a friend or online group. Accountability turns discipline into connection. When others cheer your progress, dopamine makes the habit stickier. Point 19. The plateau and the breakthrough. Every journey has a boring middle, the weeks when nothing seems to change. But beneath the surface, skin is reorganizing. Hold steady. Breakthroughs belong to those who endure the quiet phase. Point 20. Minimalism is mastery. Experts often return to basics: cleanser, moisturizer, sunscreen. Simplicity reduces decision fatigue and irritation. When you do less with care, results multiply. Point 21. Habit stacking and practice. Attach new actions to existing ones. Moisturizer after brushing teeth, lip balm before checking messages. Routines grow organically when they piggyback on old habits. Point 22. The nutrition connection. Every meal is a message to your skin. Antioxidants, omega-3 fats, and hydration fuel cell repair. Processed sugar and alcohol undo weeks of effort. Consistency in diet amplifies skincare's power. Point 23. Sleep, the silent step. Sleep is not a luxury, it's a treatment. During deep sleep, growth hormone repairs tissue and circulation improves. Regular sleep times create predictable healing windows. Point 24. Movement as skincare. Exercise oxygenates skin and moves lymph, reducing puffiness. You don't need intense workouts, a daily walk and stretch routine suffice. Consistency beats intensity. Again. Point 25. Emotional discipline. Emotional consistency matters too. Chronic anger or worry keeps skin in inflammation mode. Journaling, therapy, or mindful breathing lower cortisol, which acts like an internal serum. Point 26. The power of reflection. Every month, pause and observe. What worked? What felt forced? Reflection turns habit into wisdom. It's how you evolve from follower to author of your own routine. Point 27. Ritual as resilience. When life falls apart, ritual holds you together. Even washing your face can be a gesture of stability. The body remembers peace through repetition when the mind forgets. Point 28. Grace for setbacks. Breakouts and bad weeks will come. They don't erase progress. Self-blame adds inflammation. Grace is the most underrated skincare ingredient. Point 29. Consistency beyond skin. Once you master consistency in skincare, you realize it's transferable. The same discipline improves finances, fitness, relationships. Care is a universal language of stability. Point 30. The long view. 6 months from now, your skin will not remember the night you were tired. It will remember the 100 nights you showed up. Patience is visible. Consistency is confidence made tangible. Point 31. Closing reflection. Consistency is not glamorous. It's quiet, ordinary, and invisible, until one morning you catch your reflection and see clarity where chaos used to be. Then you understand, discipline was never about restriction, it was a form of love. Article 18. The journey to healthy skin, learning patience, presence, and self-trust equals. There's a quiet truth that most people never tell you about skincare. Healing your skin is not a race, it's a relationship. And like all relationships, it needs time, communication, and forgiveness. In an age that measures progress by before and after photos, patience feels outdated, but patience is exactly what your skin has been waiting for. Every cell inside you works on its own rhythm. When you finally slow down enough to move at that rhythm, healing begins. Your skin is not a surface. It's an organ, the largest one you have, and it listens to your emotions more closely than you think. Every spike of stress, every restless night, every small moment of kindness changes it. The language of the skin is subtle: warmth, sensitivity, dryness, color, texture. These are not problems to fix, but signals to read. When you treat your skin like a conversation instead of a project, it starts to trust you again. We've been conditioned to believe that beauty means speed. Fast results, quick fixes, visible glow in 7 days. But the truth is that real skin healing never happens under pressure. Think of how a wound closes slowly, quietly, one layer at a time. If you pick at it, it scars. If you let it be, it rebuilds stronger than before. The same law applies to acne, sensitivity, hyperpigmentation, or aging. You can't rush biology. You can only cooperate with it. There's a difference between control and care. Control says, I need to fix this now. Care says, I'm here for as long as it takes. One creates anxiety, the other builds peace. When you start approaching skincare from a place of support instead of frustration, something beautiful happens. The skin softens, the jaw unclenches, breathing deepens. Healing stops being a goal and becomes a natural side effect of calm. Presence is another forgotten ingredient in skincare. Many people wash their face like they're late for something else. But when you pay attention, the temperature of the water, the weight of your hands, the rhythm of your breath, those 2 minutes of cleansing become meditation. You reconnect with your body through touch. You remind yourself that you exist beyond screens and schedules. This simple awareness nourishes your nervous system, and the nervous system, in turn, nourishes the skin. We often underestimate how much emotion the skin carries. Blushing, sweating, breaking out, paling, all of these are expressions of inner states. When you calm your thoughts, your skin literally changes color and tone. Stress hormones constrict blood vessels and suppress healing. Peace expands circulation and oxygen. So when someone says, "You look radiant today," what they really mean is that your nervous system is finally exhaling. Patience in skincare is hard because we live surrounded by instant feedback. A message arrives in seconds, a meal in minutes, an image in milliseconds. But the body still moves at human speed. The skin takes weeks to respond to change, months to rebuild collagen, years to show the reward of steady care. Accepting that delay is not giving up, it's aligning yourself with the truth of time. Self-trust grows in the same way. You start with small promises. "I'll cleanse gently tonight." You keep them. You add more. "I'll wear sunscreen even when it's cloudy." Over time, those kept promises form evidence, proof that you can depend on yourself. And when you trust yourself, confidence becomes quiet and stable. You no longer panic over one breakout because you know you have the tools and the patience to handle it. Some people treat skincare like punishment. They attack the skin with acids, scrubs, and treatments until it's raw. But the body doesn't respond to punishment, it responds to safety. Your skin doesn't need more aggression, it needs gentleness repeated long enough to rebuild its sense of security. If you could translate biology into language, your skin would say, "I'll open up when I feel safe again." The culture. Article 19. Aging gracefully, the art of growing beautifully with time. There comes a moment, often quietly, when you realize your reflection has changed. The face that once looked endlessly young now carries traces of memory, faint lines near the eyes, a softer jaw, a gentler texture. For some, that moment brings fear. For others, it brings a strange, peaceful clarity. Aging, after all, is not something happening to you. It is something happening through you. It is life continuing its story in your skin. We live in a culture that worships youth but misunderstands beauty. The obsession with anti-aging has taught generations to see natural change as loss instead of evolution. But if you look closely, time doesn't take away your beauty, it transforms it. There is a luminosity that comes only with years, a quiet radiance made of acceptance, wisdom, and calm. You can't paint that glow with makeup, nor fake it with filters. It comes from knowing who you are and no longer needing the world's approval to believe it. The skin tells the story of your life. Every smile leaves a trace, every hardship leaves a mark, every recovery leaves strength beneath the surface. These marks are not flaws, they are chapters. You wouldn't tear pages out of a book to make it look new. You would honor them because they hold the meaning. Your face is your autobiography, written in light and shadow. We are told to fight aging, to tighten, lift, erase. But what if the goal isn't to fight time, but to move with it gracefully? The human body is not an enemy. It is a companion that has carried you through decades of living. When you shift from battle to collaboration, you stop waging war on yourself. Skincare becomes not resistance, but gratitude. Healthy aging begins in the mind. Fear of wrinkles often hides a deeper fear, the fear of being less visible, less wanted, less relevant. But the truth is that presence doesn't fade with youth, it deepens. There is an energy that comes from experience, a magnetic calmness that young faces cannot imitate. When you stop chasing youth, you start emanating power. Science tells us that after the age of 30, collagen declines by about 1% each year. But it also tells us that new collagen still forms when you protect, nourish, and move your body. The message isn't despair, it's opportunity. Every act of care is a signal to your cells that you still value this vessel, this living architecture that holds you. Sunscreen, hydration, sleep, and nutrition aren't trivial habits. They are love letters to your future self. The lines around your eyes are proof that you have laughed. The fine creases near your mouth record thousands of conversations, thousands of smiles. The softness of your skin's texture reflects the tenderness you've learned to give. You don't have to erase these signs. You only have to understand them. The goal is not to look young, it's to look alive. The paradox of aging gracefully is that the less you fight it, the more beautiful you become. Acceptance relaxes the face. Muscles that no longer clench in resistance create natural lift and brightness. Stress and insecurity age us far faster than time itself. Letting go of the constant self-critique frees your body to rest and renew. Presence is the new luxury. When you see someone who radiates calm, it's not their skin tone or contour that draws you in, it's their centeredness. Their face is not a mask, but an open landscape where life moves freely. Beauty at any age is less about symmetry and more about sincerity. The eyes that have seen much but still sparkle with kindness, that is the kind of beauty time cannot touch. Our skin is the border between inner and outer worlds. As we age, that border becomes more transparent, literally and metaphorically. We start to reflect light differently, but we also reflect emotion differently. A young face can hide exhaustion, an older face reveals truth. Yet there is strength in that transparency. It invites authenticity into every interaction. We must also remember that aging is not only biological, it's spiritual. To age well is to stay curious, compassionate, connected. The heart that keeps learning keeps glowing. The mind that stays kind stays young. The soul that continues to create, to forgive, to laugh, that soul never wrinkles. There is grace in slowing down. Modern life pushes constant acceleration, but skin, like nature, thrives in rhythm, not rush. Taking time to cleanse, to massage, to breathe, to moisturize, these are small rituals of belonging. They tell your body, you are still worth time. Each deliberate touch becomes meditation. Patience replaces panic. Instead of staring at lines in harsh light, you start noticing softness in natural light. Instead of counting flaws, you count blessings. Gratitude becomes the ultimate skincare. It floods your body with biochemistry of peace. Gratitude literally lowers inflammation, improves circulation, and releases tension. The face glows not from perfection, but from peace. When you care for your skin, do it as a conversation, not a correction. You're not trying to restore an old version of yourself. You're meeting the current version, the one who has lived more, known more, loved more. That person deserves tenderness, not nostalgia. There's a quiet beauty in people who have stopped pretending. They move differently, they speak differently. Their presence is magnetic because it feels safe. You sense that they've made peace with imperfection, and that peace invites others to relax. That's what timeless beauty really is, serenity made visible. Of course, skincare science still has its place. Retinoids, peptides, antioxidants, these are tools, not battles. Use them with respect, not desperation. A serum cannot change how you feel about yourself, but it can express that you care. Each product, each step becomes symbolic. I choose nourishment over neglect. I choose patience over panic. As you age, hydration becomes the quiet hero. The skin loses lipids and moisture, but it also learns efficiency. Think of it like a tree. Older bark may roughen, but its roots deepen. When you feed it regularly, it grows steady, not brittle. Hydration is the language of compassion, soft, sustaining, generous. Sunlight is both friend and foe. The sun gives life, color, vitamin D, and serotonin, but too much steals collagen. Respect it, don't fear it. A broad-spectrum sunscreen is not an aesthetic product, it's a long-term promise. Each morning you apply it, you're whispering to your skin, I will protect you today. Sleep, too, becomes sacred. In youth, you can cheat it, in maturity, you can't. During deep sleep, your skin repairs DNA, balances hormones, rebuilds barrier strength. Late nights and chronic fatigue show first in the skin because it is honest. Respecting rest is a form of skincare discipline that no cream can replace. And then there's movement, walking, stretching, breathing deeply. Exercise sends oxygen to the skin and releases endorphins that lift your energy. Movement keeps you connected to your body's vitality, reminding you that beauty is kinetic, not static. Food is sunlight you can taste. What you eat becomes part of your skin's architecture. Every berry, leaf, nut, and grain is construction material for your face. Aging beautifully is less about denying time and more about feeding life. The glow that people notice often begins in the gut, not the vanity mirror, but more than anything, aging gracefully is emotional. It's learning to forgive the body for changing, to honor the process of becoming someone new. When you stop criticizing your reflection, your face relaxes. When you stop wishing for the past, your presence becomes magnetic. The most radiant people are not the youngest, they are the most at ease. Look around at someone who radiates peace, a grandmother laughing easily, an artist lost in her craft, a teacher whose eyes light up when she listens. Their beauty doesn't shout. It hums. It invites you in. Time has softened them, not diminished them. That's what graceful aging looks like, not denial, but devotion to life as it unfolds. In truth, time doesn't age us, resistance does. The more you resist, the tighter your muscles hold, the more exhaustion seeps in. The more you surrender to rhythm, the more energy flows. Article 20. The skin, mind connection, how emotions shape your complexion. Your skin is a mirror that never lies. It reflects every emotion, every sleepless night, every surge of joy or anxiety that moves through your body. While most people treat skincare as a surface activity, cleansers, creams, serums, your skin quietly listens to something deeper, your thoughts, your hormones, your emotional weather. When your inner world storms, your outer layer clouds. When your mind rests, your skin shines. Modern science now confirms what poets and healers have sensed for centuries. The skin and the mind are inseparable. They share the same embryonic origin. Long before birth, the cells that form your brain and the cells that form your skin divide from the same layer of tissue. They remain lifelong siblings, connected through millions of nerve endings and chemical messengers. Every heartbeat of emotion ripples outward, reaching your complexion. Think of the last time you blushed. A word, a gaze, a thought, and within seconds, warmth spread across your cheeks. Or the time fear drained color from your face, leaving you pale. These are not coincidences. They are communication. Your skin is the emotional display screen of your nervous system. Stress is the most common translator of the mind's turmoil. When you worry, your brain releases cortisol and adrenaline, hormones that prepare the body to survive, not to glow. They redirect blood flow from skin to muscles, suppress digestion, and inflame oil glands. The result: breakouts, dullness, dehydration. Long-term stress keeps the skin in a state of microinflammation, slowing repair and weakening the barrier. That's why chronic worriers often look older than their years. The skin has been living in survival mode, but the opposite is also true. When you feel safe, appreciated, and calm, your brain releases oxytocin and endorphins. These hormones dilate blood vessels, improve oxygen flow, and stimulate collagen. Peace literally softens your skin. A calm mind gives rise to a calm face. Many cultures intuited this long before dermatology had the vocabulary. Ancient Chinese medicine mapped emotional stress to specific organs, anger to the liver, fear to the kidneys, worry to the spleen, each organ connected to zones of the face. Ayurvedic traditions described similar relationships, calling the skin the outer expression of inner harmony. What modern science adds is evidence. Inflammation markers in the bloodstream rise with emotional distress, and those same markers appear in acne, eczema, and rosacea flares. This link is not metaphorical, it's biochemical. Every emotion triggers neurotransmitters that travel through the neurocutaneous system, a vast network where nerves, immune cells, and hormones talk constantly. When you feel embarrassed, tiny vessels open. When you feel threatened, they constrict. When you feel love, your parasympathetic system floods the body with signals of safety, inviting regeneration. The mind-skin dialogue is especially visible in conditions like eczema or psoriasis. Flare-ups often follow emotional upheaval, exams, breakups, grief. Patients who learn to regulate stress through breathing, mindfulness, or therapy often see improvement even without changing topical medication. The skin doesn't just need products, it needs peace. Consider acne, one of the most emotionally charged skin issues. For many, breakouts trigger shame and self-consciousness, which then increase stress, which worsens acne, a perfect feedback loop. Breaking that loop requires more than benzoyl peroxide. It requires kindness. When you respond to a breakout with calm rather than panic, cortisol stays lower, inflammation eases, healing accelerates. Your mindset is medicine. Sleep is another translator between emotion and appearance. During deep sleep, the body releases growth hormone, repairing tissue and balancing moisture. But emotional overthinking keeps the brain alert, reducing slow-wave rest. One night of poor sleep raises cortisol enough to dull the skin for days. Chronic insomnia carves shadows, fades vitality. Rest is not vanity, it's therapy written in biology. Even love leaves fingerprints on the skin. People in healthy relationships tend to have better wound healing and stronger immune responses. Touch, eye contact, laughter all release oxytocin, which calms inflammation and boosts microcirculation. This is why affectionate people often appear radiant. They live in biochemistry of connection. On the other side, loneliness physically alters the skin. Research shows isolation raises inflammatory cytokines, slows collagen production, and impairs barrier recovery after irritation. Emotional isolation becomes visible as fragility, dryness, redness, slow healing. The body keeps score of solitude. You can learn to read your skin's emotional language. Persistent jaw tension and breakouts along the chin often point to suppressed stress or anger. Redness across the cheeks may mirror embarrassment, anxiety, or overstimulation. Dullness during burnout is your body's whisper, "I need rest." The more fluently you interpret these signals, the faster you can respond with compassion instead of chemicals. Mindfulness is one of the most powerful topical treatments you can't buy. When you slow your breath and anchor attention to touch, you activate the vagus nerve, a master regulator of calm. The pulse slows, inflammation markers drop, and within minutes, the face softens. This is not mystical, it's measurable. Mindfulness lowers cortisol, which means fewer breakouts and less sensitivity. The language of the mind also shapes how you perceive your own skin. Two people can have identical complexions, but entirely different experiences. One sees flaws, the other sees life. Your inner dialogue colors perception. Self-criticism tightens facial muscles, restricts blood flow, and literally dims expression. Self-acceptance relaxes those muscles and invites light to dance again. Confidence is circulation. Emotions even dictate how skincare products perform. Under stress, the skin's pH rises, reducing absorption. Calm skin absorbs active ingredients more effectively. That's why routines done mindfully, slowly, kindly, often seem to work better. The difference is not magic, it's physiology shaped by emotion. It's worth noting that positive emotions do not mean toxic positivity. Pretending to be fine when you're not only adds tension. Real peace comes from feeling what's true, then letting it move through you instead of getting trapped. Tears are skincare too. They flush stress hormones through saltwater. To nurture the skin, mind connection, build rituals that support both. Begin each morning not with scrolling, but with 3 deep breaths. Feel your feet, your heartbeat, the coolness of water on your face. Evening routines can become ceremonies of release, washing away the day's emotional residue. When you treat skincare as dialogue instead of duty, your hands become healers. Breathing through skincare is underrated science. Deep breathing increases carbon dioxide tolerance, improving oxygen delivery to tissue. That means better cell turnover and color. The glow you notice after meditation isn't imagination, it's chemistry. Nutrition is emotional, too. Comfort eating high-sugar foods spikes insulin, which increases oil production. Mindful eating, slowing down, savoring lowers stress hormones and stabilizes blood sugar. Your emotional relationship with food becomes a reflection of your emotional relationship with yourself. Social connection, creativity, and purpose all translate into visible vitality. When you're inspired, dopamine rises, energizing microcirculation. That's why passion projects make people look alive. It's not makeup, it's meaning. Point one practical way to strengthen this link is gratitude. Before applying moisturizer, think of one thing your skin allowed you to experience today: the warmth of sunlight, the brush of fabric, the touch of a loved one. Gratitude shifts the nervous system toward safety, reducing the fight or flight state that drains the complexion. Sometimes, the skin expresses what words cannot. Trauma stored in the body can manifest as chronic rashes or sensitivity. Psychodermatology, an emerging field at the intersection of psychology and dermatology, now treats such conditions holistically. Therapy, mindfulness, and gentle skincare combined often succeed where medication alone fails. The mind must heal for the skin to follow. Learning to love your skin is learning to listen to yourself. Each flush, each blemish, each glow is communication. Instead of saying, "What's wrong with my face?" ask, "What is my body trying to tell me?" This question transforms frustration into curiosity. Curiosity is healing. There is an elegance in emotional honesty. When you allow sadness, your tears clear your eyes and your pores. When you allow laughter, circulation surges. When you allow rest, renewal begins. Article 21. The Ritual of Night. Why evening skincare heals your mind. Night has always been a language of healing. When the world goes quiet, when the noise of the day fades and the sky deepens into indigo, your body begins to remember itself. The pace slows, the heart steadies, and the mind finally has room to breathe. Evening is not just a time on the clock, it's a state of surrender. It's the body's invitation to let go, to rebuild, to forgive. And in that quiet space between exhaustion and sleep, your nightly skincare ritual becomes more than routine. It becomes an act of restoration for both skin and soul. We often underestimate the power of repetition. To cleanse your face every night may seem trivial, but it's a promise, a signal that despite everything that happened today, you are still worthy of care. The way you touch your face, the pace of your breath, the temperature of the water, all of it matters. The skin listens. The mind listens too. There is something ancient about washing your face at night. Water has always been a symbol of renewal. It erases the traces of what the day wrote upon you. Dust, sweat, makeup, pollution, emotion, they all dissolve under the steady rhythm of water and movement. In those few minutes, you perform one of humanity's oldest rituals, cleansing as rebirth. You're saying, without words, "I release what no longer serves me." Science quietly supports this poetry. When the sun sets, the brain releases melatonin, preparing the body for rest. At the same time, skin temperature rises slightly, circulation increases, and cells begin repair work. During the day, your skin defends. At night, it heals. The rituals you do before sleep, cleansing, moisturizing, breathing, are not cosmetic acts. They are biological collaborations with time. The nervous system remembers touch. When your hands move gently across your skin, you stimulate mechanoreceptors that signal safety to the brain. The parasympathetic system responds by lowering heart rate and cortisol. Within moments, your inner chemistry shifts from fight or flight to rest and repair. The simple act of applying cream can calm your entire physiology if done with presence. Presence is the real luxury. Many people rush through their night routines as though it's one more chore between screens and sleep. But the difference between skincare and self-care is attention. When you give full awareness to your evening ritual, it transforms from duty to meditation. You reconnect with yourself not through thought, but through sensation, water flowing, breath steady, the scent of lotion blooming softly in the air. There's something deeply comforting about the dim light of a bathroom at night. The mirror reflects not performance, but reality. No harsh sunlight, no filters, no distractions, just you, raw and human. You see yourself not as an image to perfect, but as a person to nurture. The face staring back might look tired, maybe lined, maybe uneven, but it's also honest. That honesty is where healing begins. Each night, your skin carries the story of your day. It remembers laughter, stress, temperature, touch, even words. Emotions leave traces, invisible yet real. Cleansing becomes a kind of emotional detox, not erasing what happened, but washing away the tension attached to it. When you wipe away makeup, you wipe away roles. When you rinse your face, you rinse off the residue of pretending. What remains is you, soft, unarmored, alive. Many people associate skincare with appearance, but nighttime skincare is about identity. It's the one time of day when you're not performing for anyone. You're not the worker, the parent, the partner, the friend. You are just the person who lives inside your skin. And that person deserves tenderness. Moisturizing at night is more than hydration. It's closure. The way you press cream into your cheeks is like sealing an envelope addressed to your future self. I took care of you tonight. Your morning face will read it as calmness, clarity, and light. Psychologically, rituals help regulate anxiety. The brain craves predictability, and repeated acts signal safety. When you perform the same gentle steps each evening, your body learns that the day is ending and it's safe to rest. Over time, this pattern conditions relaxation faster than medication. Some nights, you will feel too tired. Those are the most important nights to show up anyway. Not because your skin demands perfection, but because your heart needs consistency. Even a single splash of water and one deep breath can remind you that you're still here, still caring. The goal is not to be flawless, but to be faithful. The night is honest. It shows you the things daylight hides: fatigue, dehydration, emotion. But it also offers something daylight cannot: forgiveness. Under soft light, every imperfection softens. The harsh voice of self-critique quiets. Night doesn't judge, it listens. It holds space for your healing without rushing it. Biological terms, night is when growth hormone peaks. The body repairs microtears, rebuilds collagen, balances oil. The liver detoxifies. The skin barrier renews lipids. These aren't metaphors, they are real acts of recovery happening under your hands as you apply care. When you skip your routine, you interrupt this collaboration. When you keep it, you amplify it. Beyond biology, there's symbolism. The day is about performance, the night about truth. During the day, we wear faces, literal and metaphorical. At night, we take them off. Skincare becomes a ceremony of unmasking. That is why it feels intimate. You meet yourself again, without decoration, without audience. In that encounter, something shifts. The mirror becomes less an object of judgment and more a witness of kindness. Each gesture, cleansing, toning, moisturizing, becomes an offering. It's not vanity, it's reverence. You're honoring the body that carried you through another day. The mind heals when it feels seen. Your body is no different. When you pay attention to your skin with genuine care, you're telling it, I see you. I know you've worked hard today. That acknowledgement has power. It releases tension in muscles you didn't realize were clenched. It slows breathing. It resets chemistry. There's also something spiritual about caring for yourself in the dark. The quiet hum of night has always been sacred. Monks pray, artists create, mothers rock children to sleep. You, too, participate in that lineage of caretaking each time you tend to your skin. You don't need incense or chants. Your hands are enough. People often think of night skincare as indulgence, but indulgence is excess. This is balance. The outer gesture of cleansing mirrors the inner act of letting go. Every night you wash your face, you practice detachment from makeup, from stress, from perfection. You learn that beauty isn't something to chase, but something to uncover beneath the day's residue. Over time, the ritual of night becomes an anchor. No matter how unpredictable life becomes, you have this: water, touch, breath, stillness. It's the small island of peace you can return to every evening. And that consistency,
offering significant exfoliating power but requiring experienced use to avoid over-irritation. Professional-grade salicylic acid can be applied at concentrations up to 20 to 30% during chemical peels, but these are only performed in clinical settings and are significantly stronger than over-the-counter products. Salicylic acid products come in numerous formats, each with advantages and disadvantages. Cleansers containing 0.5 to 2% salicylic acid are the gentlest form. You use them daily during your regular cleansing routine, and the short contact time limits irritation while still providing exfoliating benefits. Cleansers are ideal for maintaining clear skin and for beginners new to salicylic acid. Toners or liquid exfoliants contain higher concentrations and are left on the skin, providing more potent exfoliation than cleansers. These are typically applied after cleansing and before other treatments, 2 to 3 times weekly. They provide more dramatic exfoliation than cleansers but also carry more irritation risk. Serums and treatments are concentrated salicylic acid formulations meant to be applied to specific areas or the entire face, typically 2 to 3 times weekly. They're left on the skin and provide significant exfoliation. These are powerful products best used by those with resilient, acne-prone skin who have already adapted to gentler salicylic acid products. Spot treatments apply high concentrations of salicylic acid directly to individual breakouts for targeted treatment. These are excellent for treating isolated pimples without exfoliating your entire face. Starting with salicylic acid requires a conservative approach. If you've never used it before, begin with a 0.5% cleanser or 1% toner used 2 to 3 times weekly. Use it for 2 to 3 weeks, assessing your skin's response. If your skin tolerates it well without excessive irritation, dryness, or sensitivity, you can increase frequency to daily use or switch to a higher concentration product. When applying salicylic acid toners or serums, use clean fingertips or a cotton pad to apply evenly across your face, focusing on areas prone to acne. Use about a nickel-sized amount for your entire face. Apply to completely dry skin. Applying to damp skin increases irritation. Allow the product to dry completely before applying other products. Some salicylic acid products are meant to stay on your skin indefinitely, while others are meant to be rinsed off after a specific time. Read instructions carefully. Common mistakes when using salicylic acid include starting with too high a concentration, using it too frequently, combining it with too many other actives, and failing to moisturize adequately afterward. Starting with 2% and using it daily will almost certainly cause excessive irritation, dryness, and peeling. You're much better served starting gently and gradually increasing. Never combine salicylic acid with benzoyl peroxide on the same evening initially. Both are exfoliating actives that can cause significant irritation if used together by someone whose skin isn't accustomed to strong treatments. Once your skin has adapted to each individually, you might combine them cautiously, but build up to this gradually. Salicylic acid makes your skin more sun-sensitive, not severely, but notably. Always use SPF 30+ sunscreen daily when using salicylic acid. This is not optional. Sun exposure can cause post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation in acne-prone skin, and salicylic acid increases this risk. Side effects of salicylic acid are generally mild and resolve with time or reduced usage. Dryness is common, particularly if you're using higher concentrations or frequent applications. Combat dryness by using a good hydrating moisturizer immediately after applying salicylic acid. Mild peeling is normal and actually desirable. It indicates exfoliation is occurring. However, severe peeling suggests you're using too much. Slight irritation and redness may occur initially but typically resolve within 1 to 2 weeks. Some people experience temporary worsening of acne as impurities are brought to the surface, but this purging phase is usually short-lived. Results from salicylic acid appear gradually. After 2 weeks of consistent use, you might notice smoother texture. After 4 weeks, you should see reduced comedones and fewer new breakouts. Most people see significant improvement after 6 to 8 weeks of consistent use. However, salicylic acid works best for comedonal acne, blackheads and whiteheads, and mild inflammatory acne. For severe inflammatory or cystic acne, combining salicylic acid with other treatments like benzoyl peroxide or prescription retinoids is often necessary. Salicylic acid is safe for long-term use. Many people successfully maintain clear skin using salicylic acid indefinitely as their primary exfoliation and treatment method. However, occasionally, skin can become desensitized to salicylic acid if used continuously for extended periods. If you notice that salicylic acid that previously worked well seems less effective, take a 1 to 2 week break, then resume using it. This often restores its effectiveness. Alternatively, you can rotate between salicylic acid and other exfoliants like glycolic acid to prevent desensitization. Guide 5. Benzoyl peroxide, Comprehensive Guide to Bacterial Killing and Inflammatory Acne Treatment. Benzoyl peroxide is one of the most effective and widely recommended acne treatments by dermatologists. Unlike salicylic acid, which primarily removes dead skin cells and excess oil, benzoyl peroxide specifically targets the acne-causing bacterium 𝑭𝒂𝒄𝒊𝒂𝒍 acnes. Understanding benzoyl peroxide's mechanism, concentrations, and proper application is crucial for maximizing its effectiveness while minimizing side effects. Benzoyl peroxide works through a unique mechanism. It generates reactive oxygen species that directly kill bacteria. This is fundamentally different from antibiotics, which the bacteria can develop resistance to. Bacteria cannot develop resistance to benzoyl peroxide because it works through oxidative stress rather than targeting specific bacterial proteins. This makes benzoyl peroxide an invaluable tool in acne treatment, particularly since antibiotic resistance is an increasingly serious problem in dermatology. Beyond bacterial killing, benzoyl peroxide has anti-inflammatory effects, helping reduce the redness and swelling associated with inflammatory acne. It also has mild sebum-reducing properties and may help with some degree of comedone reduction, though it's less effective for this than salicylic acid. Benzoyl peroxide comes in concentrations ranging from 2.5% to 10%, with some over-the-counter products going up to 10% and prescription-strength versions available at higher concentrations. Interestingly, studies show that 2.5% benzoyl peroxide is roughly equivalent in effectiveness to 10% benzoyl peroxide. The higher concentration doesn't necessarily mean better results. It primarily means more potential for irritation. Therefore, it's prudent to start with 2.5% and only increase concentration if needed. Benzoyl peroxide comes in multiple product formats. Cleansers containing 2.5 to 5% benzoyl peroxide gently incorporate this ingredient into your daily cleansing routine. These are appropriate for maintenance or mild acne. Spot treatments allow you to apply high concentrations directly to individual pimples. Serums or leave-on treatments apply benzoyl peroxide across your entire face and are left on the skin. These can be used daily or as directed. Gels and creams are thicker formulations that may have different absorption characteristics depending on your skin type. Starting with benzoyl peroxide requires similar caution as salicylic acid. If you're new to benzoyl peroxide, begin with a 2.5% product, ideally in a cleanser format or spot treatment, used once daily. Most people find evening application easier than morning application since benzoyl peroxide doesn't require sun protection and can be easily washed off in the morning. After 1 to 2 weeks, assess your skin's tolerance. If you're experiencing mild irritation or dryness but your acne is improving, continue. After 2 to 3 weeks, if your skin tolerates the product well, you can increase frequency to twice daily or increase the concentration to 5%. Application technique is critical. Apply benzoyl peroxide to completely clean, completely dry skin. This is more important with benzoyl peroxide than with most other products. If your skin is even slightly damp, benzoyl peroxide will irritate more readily. Allow your cleanser to fully absorb and dry, then apply benzoyl peroxide. Use a small amount, about the size of a pea for your entire face if using a leave-on product, or a slightly larger amount for spot treatment. Apply gently, allowing the product to absorb fully before applying other products. Benzoyl peroxide has a particular drawback: it bleaches fabrics and hair. If you apply it to your face, it can bleach your pillowcase, bedding, towels, and hair. Many people apply benzoyl peroxide in the evening and wash it off in the morning with their cleanser to avoid this issue. If you apply it in the morning, be extremely careful not to get it on your hair, eyebrows, or any colored clothing. Some people apply it as a spot treatment right before bed, allowing it to work overnight before being washed off in the morning. If bleaching is a concern, you might prefer using benzoyl peroxide in a wash-off cleanser format where the contact time is brief. Side effects of benzoyl peroxide are generally more significant than salicylic acid. Dryness is very common, particularly with higher concentrations or frequent applications. Combat this by using an excellent moisturizer after applying benzoyl peroxide. Some people find that benzoyl peroxide dries their skin excessively even at 2.5% concentration. If this is you, try reducing frequency to every other day or using it only as a spot treatment. 8 plugs that promote acne formation. By removing these cells, exfoliation prevents cum-dun formation and allows treatment products to penetrate more effectively. There are 2 primary exfoliation categories: physical and chemical. Physical exfoliation involves mechanical removal of dead skin cells using abrasive materials like scrubs, brushes, or tools. Chemical exfoliation uses acids or enzymes to dissolve the bonds between dead skin cells, allowing them to shed naturally. For acne-prone skin, chemical exfoliation is superior to physical exfoliation, and here's why. Physical exfoliation, particularly harsh scrubs, can damage acne-prone skin in multiple ways. When you scrub inflamed acne lesions, you irritate them further, increase inflammation, and can rupture the follicle wall, spreading bacteria and sebum deeper into the skin. The mechanical action can also cause micro-tears in your skin barrier, leading to increased sensitivity and irritation. For these reasons, dermatologists typically recommend avoiding physical scrubs if you have acne. Chemical exfoliation is gentler and more effective. There are 2 main types of chemical exfoliants: alpha-hydroxy acids, AHAs, and beta-hydroxy acids, BHAs. AHAs, including glycolic acid and lactic acid, are water-soluble and work on the skin's surface. They're excellent for general exfoliation, improving texture, and reducing the appearance of fine lines. However, they don't penetrate into oil-filled pores effectively. BHAs, particularly salicylic acid, are oil-soluble and can penetrate into sebum-filled pores, making them ideal for acne-prone skin. Salicylic acid dissolves the sebum and dead skin cell plug within the follicle, directly preventing and treating comedones. For acne-prone skin, exfoliating 2 to 3 times weekly with salicylic acid is generally appropriate. Some people with very resilient skin can tolerate daily use, while those with sensitive skin may do better with once or twice weekly exfoliation. Begin conservatively with 2 to 3 times weekly, observing how your skin responds over 2 to 3 weeks before increasing frequency. Exfoliation products come in various formats. Exfoliating cleansers contain salicylic acid and are used during your regular cleansing routine. These are gentle and convenient for daily use. Exfoliating toners are applied after cleansing and before other treatments. They're typically stronger than cleansers and are meant to be left on the skin. Exfoliating serums and treatments are the most concentrated forms and are usually applied 2 to 3 times weekly. Exfoliating masks are meant to be applied for a specific duration, usually 10 to 15 minutes, then rinsed off. When starting exfoliation, begin with a lower concentration of salicylic acid, typically 0.5% to 1%, and gradually work up to 2% as your skin builds tolerance. Many beginners make the mistake of jumping to high concentrations, causing excessive irritation, dryness, and peeling. This leads them to conclude that exfoliation doesn't work for them when the actual problem was starting too strong. The exfoliation process requires proper technique. Apply your exfoliating product to clean, completely dry skin. Applying to damp skin increases irritation and reduces effectiveness. Use your fingertips to apply the product gently, spreading it evenly across your face, paying special attention to areas where acne is most prevalent. Some exfoliating products are meant to be left on overnight, while others are rinsed off after a specific duration. Follow product instructions carefully. During the initial exfoliation period, expect some adjustment. Your skin may experience mild redness, slight dryness, or mild peeling. This is normal and typically subsides within 1 to 2 weeks as your skin adapts. However, if you experience severe irritation, excessive peeling, or significant discomfort, reduce your exfoliation frequency or concentration. Listen to your skin, it will tell you what it needs. Never combine multiple exfoliating products on the same day, and especially avoid combining exfoliants with other strong actives like retinoids or benzoyl peroxide on the same night initially. This overexfoliation damages your skin barrier, causes excessive irritation, and can actually worsen acne. Once your skin is accustomed to each product individually, you can sometimes combine them, but do so cautiously and only if your skin tolerates it well. Some people experience purging when they begin exfoliation, where acne temporarily worsens as the exfoliant brings impurities to the skin surface. This is generally a positive sign that the product is working, and it usually subsides within 1 to 2 weeks. However, if purging lasts longer than 2 to 3 weeks or becomes unbearable, discontinue the product and consult a dermatologist. After exfoliating, your skin barrier is compromised and needs careful management. Moisturize generously with a product suitable for your skin type. Avoid other potentially irritating ingredients like vitamin C, niacinamide in high concentrations, or peptides on exfoliation days. Stick to basic cleanse, exfoliate, and moisturize. Use sunscreen religiously, as exfoliated skin is more susceptible to UV damage. Seasonal variations affect exfoliation needs. During winter, when skin is naturally drier, you may need to reduce exfoliation frequency. During summer, when skin is oilier and more resilient, you might tolerate more frequent exfoliation. Listen to your skin and adjust accordingly. Results from regular exfoliation appear gradually. After 4 weeks of consistent exfoliation with salicylic acid, you should notice smoother texture, fewer comedones, and generally improved skin clarity. Acne lesions should appear flatter and less inflamed. However, exfoliation is most effective as part of a comprehensive acne treatment plan, not as a standalone solution. Guide 4. Salicylic acid, the science, concentrations, and complete application guide. Salicylic acid has been a cornerstone of acne treatment for decades, and understanding its mechanism and proper use is essential for anyone dealing with acne. Salicylic acid is a beta-hydroxy acid, BHA, meaning it's oil-soluble. This oil solubility is what makes it particularly effective for acne-prone skin. It can penetrate into oil-filled pores where other water-soluble ingredients cannot reach. Salicylic acid works through multiple mechanisms. First, it acts as a keratolytic, meaning it helps dissolve the protein bonds between dead skin cells, promoting cell shedding. Inside the follicle, it dissolves the sebum and dead skin cell mixture that forms comedone plugs. Second, it has mild antibacterial properties, helping reduce bacterial colonization within blocked pores. Third, it has anti-inflammatory effects, reducing the redness and irritation associated with acne lesions. Fourth, it can stimulate cellular turnover, promoting healthier skin overall. Salicylic acid comes in various concentrations, typically ranging from 0.5% to 2%. The concentration directly correlates with effectiveness and also with irritation potential. A 0.5% solution is very gentle, making it suitable for sensitive skin or those new to salicylic acid. A 1% solution is considered standard for most people with acne-prone skin, providing a good balance between effectiveness and tolerability. A 2% solution is the maximum recommended concentration for at-home use.
Article 11. Natural remedies that actually work for acne, and which to avoid. Point 1. The modern obsession with natural today, more people than ever are turning to natural skincare. We crave purity, simplicity, and safety, especially after years of harsh chemicals and over-medicated routines. But natural does not always mean safe, and chemical does not always mean bad. After all, water and oxygen are chemicals too. The real goal is not to reject science, but to use nature's power intelligently, combining ancient remedies with modern understanding. Point 2. Understanding acne before you treated acne forms when oil glands overproduce sebum, dead skin cells clog pores, and bacteria multiply. Inflammation then turns these clogged pores into pimples, blackheads, or cysts. Natural remedies can help by calming inflammation, killing bacteria, and balancing oil, but only if you choose the right ones and stay consistent. Point 3. The role of inflammation in acne. Acne is an inflammatory condition, not just a hygiene issue. That's why many natural ingredients that reduce inflammation, such as aloe vera or green tea, often work better long-term than aggressive spot treatments. So the best natural approach focuses on calming, balancing, and healing rather than attacking. Point 4. Aloe vera. Nature's cooling hyaluronic vera gel contains polysaccharides and salicylic-like compounds that soothe irritation and gently exfoliate. It also hydrates without clogging pores. Use pure aloe gel directly from the leaf or a 99% aloe vera product. Apply after cleansing morning and night. Over a few weeks, redness and inflammation noticeably decrease. Point 5. Tea tree oil, a natural antiseptic. Tea tree oil is one of the most studied natural acne remedies. It has antimicrobial and anti-inflammatory effects that target acne-causing bacteria. Mix 1 drop of tea tree oil with 10 drops of a carrier oil like jojoba or grapeseed. Apply only to affected areas, never directly on bare skin. Overuse can cause dryness or sensitivity, so moderation is key. Point 6. Green tea. Antioxidant powerhouse green tea is rich in polyphenol, especially ℏ, which reduces sebum and calms redness. You can drink 2 to 3 cups daily or apply chilled green tea directly to your skin with a cotton pad. Some people even freeze it into ice cubes for a refreshing morning anti-inflammatory boost. Point 7. Honey. The ancient antibacterial raw honey, particularly Manuka honey, has natural antibacterial and healing properties. It also keeps wounds moist and speeds up recovery. Spread a thin layer over clean skin, leave for 15 minutes, and rinse. Use 2 to 3 times a week. Honey masks help prevent new breakouts and fade existing marks. Point 8. Apple cider vinegar. Use with extreme caution. Apple cider vinegar has gained a cult following for its antibacterial and exfoliating abilities. But it is very acidic and can burn the skin if used undiluted. If you want to try it, mix 1 part vinegar with 5 to 10 parts water. Use a cotton pad to dab lightly, then rinse after 1 minute. For most people, gentler acids like lactic or mandelic acid are safer. Point 9. Turmeric. The golden anti-inflammatory turmeric contains curcumin, which reduces redness, swelling, and scars. To make a simple mask, mix 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder with honey or yogurt. Apply for 10 minutes, then rinse thoroughly. Beware that it can temporarily stain your skin yellow. Harmless, but noticeable. Point 10. Witch hazel. The natural toner witch hazel is a plant extract with mild astringent and anti-inflammatory effects. It can reduce oil and calm inflamed pimples. Use an alcohol-free witch hazel toner to avoid dryness. Apply once daily with a cotton pad after cleansing. Overuse may dry sensitive skin, so balance with moisturizer. Point 11. Jojoba oil. Balancing oil with oil. It may seem counterintuitive, but certain oils help acne instead of worsening it. Jojoba oil closely resembles natural sebum, tricking the skin into producing less oil. It also carries antibacterial compounds and antioxidants. Massage a few drops onto damp skin at night. Within weeks, you may notice smoother, softer, less oily skin. Point 12. Zinc. The quiet mineral hero zinc helps regulate hormones, control oil, and reduce inflammation. You can take zinc supplements or use topical creams containing zinc oxide. Foods rich in zinc, like pumpkin seeds, lentils, and seafood, also help. Most people see clearer skin within 2 months of consistent intake. Point 13. Oatmeal. Gentle and calming oats contain beta-glucans that soothe irritation. An oatmeal mask can calm redness and restore moisture. Blend oats with warm water or honey. Apply for 15 minutes and rinse. It's safe for daily use, even on sensitive skin. Point 14. Ice therapy. Simple but effective. Ice doesn't cure acne but reduces swelling fast. Wrap an ice cube in a soft cloth and press on inflamed pimples for 30 seconds. This constricts blood vessels and eases redness before events or filming days. It's a natural way to calm without chemicals. Point 15. Natural remedies to avoid. Not every natural ingredient is skin-friendly. Avoid the following common mistakes. Lemon juice, too acidic, can cause burns and pigmentation. Baking soda alters pH and destroys barrier lipids. Toothpaste full of irritants, not designed for skin. Coconut oil, comedogenic, clogs pores despite being natural. Essential oils without dilution, risk of chemical burns. Natural should never mean careless. Point 16. The diet connection. Natural remedies work best when paired with natural eating. A clean diet reduces inflammation internally. Add fruits, vegetables, omega-3 rich foods, and plenty of water. Reduce dairy and processed sugar. The fewer processed foods you eat, the clearer your skin becomes. Point 17. Lifestyle and stress. No remedy works if stress hormones run wild. Sleep deprivation and anxiety fuel acne. Incorporate meditation, breathing exercises, or evening walks. Combine inner peace with outer care. Your skin reflects your state of mind. Point 18. How to build a natural acne routine. Morning. Cleanse with gentle natural soap or aloe cleanser. Use green tea or witch hazel toner. Moisturize with aloe or jojoba oil. Apply sunscreen, always essential. Evening, cleanse again. Apply diluted tea tree or azelaic acid serum. Seal with honey or centella moisturizer. Use turmeric or oat mask twice weekly. Consistency transforms these steps into results. Point 19. Combining natural and modern science, the best routines merge both worlds. You can pair a dermatologist-prescribed retinoid with natural calming ingredients like centella or oat extract. Use green tea alongside sunscreen for antioxidant protection. Science and nature can complement, not compete. Point 20. Patience and realistic expectations. Natural remedies take time. You might see results after 4 to 6 weeks, not overnight. But improvements from natural care are often more stable and sustainable because they work with your skin, not against it. Think long-term. Every day of gentle, consistent care is a step toward stronger, calmer skin. Point 21. The emotional impact of going natural, switching to natural remedies, can feel empowering. It reconnects you with your body and the earth. But remember, natural skincare is not a religion. Don't feel guilty for using modern treatments when necessary. The best skincare philosophy is flexibility, using what works, with mindfulness and respect for your skin's individuality.